freedom through wealth. I want to talk about freedom through wealth because it's so important and it can really change your life. And the first thing about it is I have to talk about debt, because debt is almost like the opposite of wealth. Now, if you've got a lot of debt, what it means in effect is that you've got to make monthly payments every month. And if you've got a large amount of debt, those payments are large. That has the effect of indenturing you to the system, because what it means is that you have to earn a large amount of salary or a large amount of earnings in order to make those payments. And if you don't make the payments, bad things happen. So removing debt from your life is the first part of having freedom through wealth. I want to demonstrate how you can become wealthy with the use of Jenga. So the first thing that I did when I started to build up some savings is I would make a standing order into my savings account. So month after month, I would add to my savings account. Each month, there would be an amount of money going into my savings account. And that's great. And that is definitely the first way to make some savings. Over the months, I'll get a savings pool. But then what happens is I'd have some unexpected expenditure. I'd spend a bit too much on my credit card. I'd want a holiday. I'd put a deposit down on a car or buy a car. And all of that would just take away the savings. Now that's good, because it's definitely a first step towards creating wealth, because what I've done there is not get into debt. So the unexpected spending, the credit card bill that's perhaps bigger than it should have been, going on holiday, those have not been on credit, they've not been on debt. So that's the first stage towards getting freedom through wealth. But it doesn't get you to the end result, because at the end of the year, I had no savings. I'd spent it all. So what I learned from that is that it's not okay just to make savings every month that you then take out for unexpected or large item purchases. What you have to do is to have those savings there and then build on them every month and then keep them there. So it's like a bill. So your savings have to be like a bill, where you make those savings and you keep them saved, and you use other money to go on a holiday, or you make sure that your budget is put together in such a way that there's enough spare in it that it can deal with unexpected and large purchases. What happens is, once you've built up some wealth, then what happens is that wealth feeds on itself, because if you invest it wisely, you will get some interest from it, or some rent, or some sort of income from that wealth. You would hope that it would also increase in value. So if you buy shares or if you buy a property, what you really want is for it to increase in value. So you get another level of compounding. So you're getting one level of compounding, which is the income that it generates, and a second level, which is the capital growth. And then you continue to invest every month. So every month, your standing order from your income goes in. So you've got 3 levels of compounding. And when you have that, then your wealth grows quite quickly. And in really quite a short number of years, you can get a material amount of wealth that is then feeding on itself. You're not paying debt interest, and you've got income from your wealth. And that's building up your pile of wealth, which is illustrated here by the Jenga pile. And your Jenga pile is getting bigger and bigger as your wealth is increasing. And as your wealth increases, so in year 2, your income, because you've got twice the savings, your income from your savings is twice as much, your growth from your savings is twice as much. So instead of being on that hamster wheel where you're paying debt interest off, it's like going the other way. The hamster wheel is helping you by increasing the amount of income that you're getting from your savings every year. Having built an amount of wealth, what a lot of people do then, particularly if you're buying big assets, so if you're buying a property, then very often you buy that with a mortgage, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what that does, it supercharges the returns from your investments. So you get a taller Jenga block and more income and more capital appreciation. So if I can demonstrate that, so you effectively take items out, you increase that, you don't increase, if you add debt to your wealth, you don't increase the amount of wealth, but you do increase its ability to create capital growth and to create income. This is very well illustrated by taking bits out of your Jenga pile. Now, if you have moderate amounts of debt, your wealth remains very stable. But as you go on borrowing more and more, if you do borrow more and more, then what happens is that increasingly the Jenga pile becomes unstable. When the economy is great, and the economy is really good at the moment, then the fact that you've got an unstable pile of wealth created by debt is not a problem. And you can build that and build that. But the problem you can get if you have a great deal of debt within your wealth, and then there's a recession. What a recession does in this analogy is it rocks the table. So if you've got a lot of debt and it all looks good and you're building your wealth really quickly, and then a recession comes, then what can happen is the table just starts to move a bit, and your wealth can collapse. So having some debt can really help boost your wealth creation. But at the same time, if you've got too much and then bad things happen, it can lead to a collapse in your wealth, and perhaps a collapse that you can't recover from. The central message about this video is about wealth making you free. So okay, you can build a large amount of wealth, but how does that make you free? Well, it makes you free because your wealth can create income, and that income can be used so that you don't have to do a job that you don't want to have to do. Freedom to do what you want doesn't mean you do nothing necessarily. It can just be the freedom to do a job that you want, or it can even be the freedom to do your job knowing that you don't have to do it. And that, even in and of itself, is a marvellous thing. I hope this demonstrates how you can create some wealth, and how that wealth can make you free so that you can live the life that you want to lead. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to like and press the bell button and subscribe to the channel, or comment. That's really helpful to me. Thank you very much.